Our lives are measured not in distance traveled, but by each step we take. And on this walk, quality can be measured by who we touch and those who touch us. It is the smiles, the heartaches, the playful abandon, the sunsets that cause us to stop and watch. The stars at night shine on all, whether in the far west or the traditional India. This is the story of us. It just happens that this story takes place in Punjab, in a village called Jayanti, Majari. The wealth of a nation is not much in its economical and natural resources, but it lies in the kind and quality of wealth of its children and youth. It is they who will be creators and shapers of a nation's tomorrow. Inder, at the age of just 12, is mature beyond his years. He understands his responsibilities towards his family, comprising of his mother and an elder brother. Inder gets up early in the morning to finish the house tasks so that he's ready for his school on time. And his day starts from getting feed for the cattle from the fields. On his way, he picks his friends up who help him with his work. While figuring out the plan for the day, they reach a farm where their uncle is already working and he arranges the cattle feed for them. Their tiny shoulders carry these heavy bundles back home, a kilometer away. But the job for the day is not done. It has just started. On returning, he prepares 12 kgs of feed for the cattle using a manual machine due to the poor family conditions. But he does it with a smiling face as he has no choice. When he is done with the odd works of the house, the friends decide to visit the Shiv Mandir situated on the periphery of this settlement. They play, they fight, they meet every single person on their way to this mandir. This mandir has an old history connected with the village, and the people have sentiments attached with this temple since birth, and so do these kids. They like being here, away from all, into the world of their own, of friends and games. Taking bath, having food, and leaving for school is his everyday routine after hanging out with his friends. The only government school in Jayanti Majri provides education till 10th standard to the students of this village as well as adjoining 5 villages. For higher studies, students join a school in Mullapur, a village next to Chandigarh, whereas others leave education and fully devote themselves in the farms. Watching television and sleeping is what most kids do after their school, and Inder is no different. Having rested for 2 hours, Inder leaves for wrestling practice in a house nearby at about 4 in the evening. An old man has been running it since 15 years, and it is all free of cost. They all practice here every day for a big wrestling event that happens at the end of every year around Punjab. Playing with friends, sometimes cricket, sometimes football, and sometimes any random game, is what Inder and his friends do when they are free from tuitions, practices, and houseworks. After which, he, along with his brother, go to the dam situated at the starting of this settlement. They see this place as Sukna Lake in Chandigarh, as it is a recreational place for them. They play here, they exercise here, and prefer to spend the rest of the evening before they go to sleep sitting silently and watching the nature. It seems as if they are trying to discover themselves and motivate each other, but in silence. Youth is the gift of nature, but age is the work of art. And to have a old age life in this village is not easy. After his school days, Inder's entire life was spent in Chandigarh, completing his college studies and later doing a government job. The only time he was in the village was on weekends, helping his family with the farm works, or at nights to get a shelter to sleep. And now that Inder has retired, he lives alone in his old house, separate from his son, who works in a government office in Chandigarh. Whether be it a weekday or a weekend or a festival day. He starts his day by collecting water from the only tap installed in the village, and he stores this water in the storage tank he has in his house and uses this water for bathing, cooking, and drinking purposes. After which, he cleans a street outside the local mandir, which he visits every day to have a good start to the day. Sometimes his family sends him the food for the morning, or sometimes he cooks on his own. With just one bottle of water, he moves to the other corner of the settlement where his cattle are tied. He takes them all out of their shed to the farms for grazing and breeding. His work is just to walk along with the herd and guide them if they're going out of the boundary of the village. He meets people while doing this job. He sits under a tree for a shade, takes a nap for some time, and comes back only when the sun is about to set. After he has tied the cattle back in the shed, he goes to the main market where he sits with the friends, sometimes in the shops or sometimes on the road, having tea and discussing about all the others in the village. When it's time to go back home, he gets food from his son's house and gets a bottle of whiskey for the night, which he enjoys having alone at home, after which he sleeps for the same tomorrow. But Inder had seen a different tomorrow. He wanted to be a doctor. He had bigger dreams in his eyes for his future. So, where did it all go wrong? Where did his life take that turn which he never wanted it to take? This is not just Inder's story. This is the story of every house in Jayanti Majari. But this story can be changed and can be guided to write a better script. Just like a sun which does not hold us and takes us along, but it provides us the light that helps us to find our own path to our destination.